this story is more situation driven. It's really about this family journey, the horror of not knowing what's going on with them. I am EMIR EZWAN, the director of ROH. I studied electronics. Right after I went into graphic design as a freelancer, worked my way up to doing multimedia, eventually motion graphic, then goes to visual effects. I think around 2005, 2006, yeah. Corporate, commercial, did a few films, One to Jaga, also Nadia Hamzah, Motif. I guess out of curiosity kot, my friend ada music video dia nak buat, then he just suggested why don't you direct. I mean that's how it started for me. So it was more for fun at that time. So directing was just for fun. So I did like couple of, I think few music videos. Then I did fashion film for friends juga. So it was more for friends, yeah. It's just really for fun. That's how it started. Until one day, Amir Muhammad offered me to do a short film. So before that, I didn't even think about it. So bila Amir Muhammad offered me to do a short film, then I thought, okay, this is a bit more serious. So that's how I started learning how to write script and be a bit more serious, I guess. Okay, music video is, to me, was great to start off with music video because you have a lot more flexibilities. There's no specific script. I only wrote like a short story how we wanted to shoot. Then we just go all out just based on this short story. There's few sentences of the story. Then we just got the location and wardrobe, cast, everything. Then it was really a teamwork. It was just for fun, so it was different. So with short film pula, because there's a proper script. So in a way, also with proper script is that you have sort of like a guide already. Okay, what to shoot exactly, the dialogues and the blocking, action, what's next. So it's a bit more different. But I guess both has their pros and cons. In music videos, you can go crazy with editing, fun, just pure music. With short film or feature film, it's more of balancing not just the visual but also the sound design, the music, the scoring, the dialogues. So it's a more specifics in terms of how you should go for. I mean, in terms of the direction for short, let's say. Music video is more based on the music as a style. We paid for the kedai-kedai lah, the Chinese kedai makan, kedai makan Melayu, Mama, then the house, that's it. I mean, the others we just belasah je lah. We start off at 8, habis around 6 in the morning. We had to skip one section because we were focusing more on the main road because we need the crowd. So yeah, we're focusing on that first.
I.e. the last shot of the film, I guess.
That was the first one to shoot. And the back alley is actually the last because we don't need the crowd, so we kept it for the last one. That was really unexpected because when we once dah habis buat, I got this contact from Italy. They wanted to distribute RM10 to festivals. It was unexpected, and the great thing was that got invited to a couple of festivals like in Tokyo, in US, even in Europe. just that. And at that time I was busy working, so I didn't get to go for. Masa shooting was really for fun. Muhammad offered me to do a shot, and I thought, okay, why not? Just try, just finish it up. And really didn't expect there were a lot of feedbacks from people. I myself at that time didn't really watch short films. Coming from music videos, fashion film, I was more into, and from the commercial background, I was more into that. So I wasn't really, at that time I wasn't really focusing on narrative-driven kind of film. So it was something new for me also. Well, I got a few offers, tried to develop a few things, and I guess at the end I got to do my feature film role. It's a new challenge for me because I don't really watch horror film. I enjoyed watching it, but it's not one of those my favorite genres to watch. So when he offered me, I did my research, watched a lot of horror films. So I was trying to find something that interests me. So I guess that's why when we did ROH, people say it's a bit different. It's not those typical jump scare film because we don't have much jump scare actually. Actually, one of my favorite film, horror, they call it horror, but it's an old Japanese film called Onibaba. It's about this mother and her daughter-in-law living during the war. I think that's the first thing what I like about the film, the feel of isolation. It's black and white and it feels raw. So that's what the first thing that influenced me to do my film. So I wanted it to be black and white. Yeah, but Muhammad said no. Black and white, no. Actually, I put a black and white version of this film. Sort of director's cut. Kuman is a low budget. They do low budget film. So because of that, we have a limited fund. We only had like 15 days to shoot. So it was crazy actually. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like we were shooting like 8 to 9 scenes per day.
Wow.
So on set, it was really about finishing things up fast. So luckily during pre-pro, we had storyboard. We storyboarded. Udin and I, we did that. Luckily we did that actually because it helps a bit during shoot. At least we know the shots that we needed. So during shoot, because we didn't have much time, we were like rushing. Every scene was rushed. So thing was very fast actually, and we didn't have much, I would say, creative. Wasn't much about creativity at that time. It was more about time management, really.
Well, considering that one of the more famed filmmakers or horror filmmakers from Indonesia, Joko Anwar, he always believes in the first take.
Right.
To the horror of like Brom Palare. Do you also believe in that? Like maybe the first 1 or 2 or 3 takes is always the best ataupun?
Well, it depends. I think kalau you have like cast yang already get what you want or understand what you trying to go for, the direction you want to go for, it makes sense. It's always better, it's always more raw if you look for the first take, and it's always raw and always more I would say natural. But I guess in this film we have 3 kids and 3 adults. Especially the kids, they because of their experiences, I need to explain a bit their situation. Because we're shooting a period film, we're shooting in the jungle, isolation, so mentally they need to understand how it should be. So, but overall, I would say most scene most shots I would say we didn't take that much take. It was pretty smooth in terms of that. But there are certain scenes which is a bit heavy for the kids. We need to give them some time to understand and we did like maybe sometimes 20 takes. But just a few of those shots that we needed. Namron, Jun and Farah. Three of them, not much problem actually. Especially Farah, she gets her character very well. I'm grateful to have her. Well, I hope they get to see or they understand there's a lot of types in horror film. So if they expect those film yang banyak jump scare semua, sorry lah, cerita ni tak banyak. Cerita ni tak banyak jump scare, cerita ni ada hantu, but it's here and there. This story is more situation driven about this family isolation and about this unexpected things that happen to them. So it's really about this family journey, the horror of not knowing what's going on with them. I think that's this film is more about that actually. So hopefully they can take it and they can enjoy it. Sorry, it's a bit raw also, but I like it to make it. I like it that it looks a bit dirty. Everything is not so proper, everything is a bit off. Hopefully they can accept that.
If budget wasn't an issue, what genre would you love to explore in the future?
More thriller, I think thriller.
Thriller?
Yeah, I would love to go into that actually. More of a thriller film.
Is it like psychological thriller, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, psychological thriller or even a bit sci-fi.
Nice.
Yeah, not so much, just a bit of something different, something even also like thriller, like revenge films. Yeah, I think I would go into that. I guess it's a good thing, but at the end of the day, they have to work like any TV station. They have to look at demand, they have to look at viewers. Right now, people are having fun because it's still new. But so we should take opportunity right now. But in the future, I guess things will be a bit more. I think they will work more limited. They will consider a lot of things, especially like for example local. To do even local films for a platform, I don't think it's going to be that easy. Again, in terms of budget also, because they depend on subscribers, so everything is depend on that. They don't look at cinema, they don't look at ticket sales or other platforms because they just focusing on their platforms. So I guess everything has its limits. Watch the trailer. I think from the trailer, I think you can get that the story is a bit different. So I hope you go and watch it and enjoy it.
Sekiranya anda enjoy menonton video ini, jangan lupa untuk like, share dan subscribe kepada Buzzpop TV untuk lebih banyak video-video yang berkaitan dengan pop culture daripada komik, TV, filem, mainan dan juga banyak lagi. Majulah fandom untuk untuk negara.